Okay, so specifically in cases where you're like vlogging or making a mini documentary or stop motion or basically any kind of video, understanding the way A-roll and B-roll works is extremely important because that allows you to kind of stack different video feeds on top of each other to create really cool, what are called parallax effects. So I'm going to drag in this scene from Home Alone, which I have, and it's going to be on my timeline. I'm going to zoom in. So now you have this. Now, obviously, you know the way it works. You scrub through the timeline. You can see your video in the preview window. I'm going to move this over. But let's say I want to take the audio from this and use a different video. So I'm going to drag in another clip. Let's say this one from Thor. And you see, I'm sure many of you have used it very linearly, which basically means that you take your clips and put them one after the other. But what we're going to do is take the clip from Thor and actually put it on a new video layer on top of the Home Alone scene. So now you can see what it does is it's playing the Home Alone scene, and then up until it gets to where the Thor clip starts, it switches over to that. So you see actually because the size of the Thor clip is different, you can see that it's actually overlaying, and you see it's overlapping. You can see some of the extra part of the clip that's below. So the reason you want to do this is if you want to take the audio from Home Alone and have it keep playing while you're watching something from Thor. I'm actually going to switch it around because Thor has more audio than Home Alone. So it makes it a little easier to just demonstrate. There we go. So I'm going to mute the audio from Home Alone over here. So I'm going to click the mute on the track. And so now if I play it, it plays that. And then it looks like they're reacting to whatever's happening on the clip below. So it's kind of just like a stack, kind of like in Photoshop or any other video, photo editing software. Anything that's above gets seen first, I guess, before anything that's below. My internet connection is a little unstable, so I hope things like glitching out. So the reason you want to use this is if you are talking about one thing and you don't want to take out the audio, you just want to like, I'm trying to think of the best way to explain this. Let's say you're talking about one thing and you want to show an example of it. Or if you're vlogging and you're talking about, I was outside today or whatever, and you can show clips, you stack it on top of your narration and show outside or whatever it is you're doing. So the main clip, that's what's called A-roll and B-roll. The main clip that's running underneath the entire thing is called A-roll. And then the secondary clip or track or whatever you're using is called B-roll, because that is secondary to what's below it. Yeah, that's just a very, very basic overview, I guess. But it's worth knowing that the way Premiere operates, I'm going to maximize the timeline so you can see it better, is that I wish I can zoom in a little bit, but is that a thing I can do? No, whatever. So these clips over here, you see where it says V3, 2, and 1. These are all the video tracks. And then underneath it, you have A1, 2, and 3. Those are all the audio tracks. So when you drag in a clip, it matches with, and I move this over, you see every video clip matches with an audio clip. And when you move it over, they kind of move one-to-one to each other like that. So because unlike an iMovie, you're not going to have a clip that's just the audio and video stacked, and then you drag something else on top of it. They're in separate tracks, which allows you to mute certain ones. So I find the track that the audio from the Home Alone clip is on, and I just click the M button to mute it. And now it's like that. So if you want to do it a different way, I wouldn't recommend this, but I think this might be useful for some of you, is if you want to separate the video from the audio, see right now they move together, you want to, I'm going to delete this, right click or two-finger click on the clip and do unlink. So now these are two separate things. It's no different than dragging in any song or sound effect. So this is a separate thing you can move around, and the video is separate. So if you completely only want the audio from a video, you could do it this way and then just delete the video completely. But I wouldn't recommend it because it gets a little messy. But it's worth knowing if you want to like steal a sound effect from a video or something like that. I hope that made sense, and I hope the connection kind of didn't mess up the video, but that's just a very basic overview of how you can stack clips to kind of create something a little more, with a little more depth visually, rather than just the same thing